Hello students, let us start with our lesson 5, periodic classification of elements, and today we will see the trends in the modern periodic table. First is the valency. Now as we have already studied in our previous worksheets also, that on moving in a group the valency generally remains the same as we are seeing here. This is the third period. That means on moving this point which is written in red, this should be remembered that on moving from left to right in a periodic table, the valency first increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases to 0. And if we move in a group, the valency remains the same as we have seen in our previous worksheet. Now let us take an example. Suppose in group number 1 we are having hydrogen, lithium and sodium. Again potassium. As we are moving down, atomic number of hydrogen is 1, that of lithium is 3, sodium 11 and potassium 19. So if we write the electronic configuration, that of hydrogen is 1, lithium 2 1, sodium 281 and potassium 2881. So if we see the outermost shell, it is having 1 electron. So as we are moving in a group, the valency remains the same. Now let us see as given example in a period. So if we move in a period, here sodium atomic number of let us write once again. So it is showing sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. So sodium atomic number is 11, magnesium 12, aluminium 13, silicon 14, phosphorus 15, sulfur 16, chlorine 17 and argon 18. So for sodium, if we write, it will be 281. For magnesium 282, aluminium 283, silicon 284, phosphorus 285. That of sulfur, it will be 286. For chlorine, if we see, it will be 287 and argon is 288. So as we are seeing in the outermost shell, the number of electrons are increasing. So it is possible to lose 1, 2 and 3 electron in the outermost shell. So these three are the metals which have the capability to lose electrons, and they are forming positive ions. With electrons 4 in its outermost shell, it neither loses nor gains. Therefore sharing is there. So valency is 4. In case of phosphorus, chlorine, there are, and in sulfur, outermost shell is having 5, 6 and 7 electrons. So it is not possible to lose these 5, 6 and 7 electrons. Rather they gain, phosphorus gains 3 electron, sulfur gains 2 electron and chlorine 1 electron to complete their outermost octet, whereas that of argon is already completed. So this shows that the valency on moving from left to right in a period. So as we are moving from left to right in a period, the valency first increases to 4 and then decreases to 0. So these points which are written in red should be remembered. Now next let us see the atomic size. Now again, as we have just seen, if we are moving in a group, that is from top to bottom, again we will write the same elements: hydrogen, lithium, sodium and potassium. As we have already seen, we are having atomic number 1, 3, 11 and 19, means this will be the electronic configuration 281, 2881. So what we are seeing, only one shell in case of hydrogen. Lithium is having 2 shells, sodium 3 shell and potassium 4 shell. So as we are moving downwards, the atomic size is increasing due to increase in the number of shells. And if we move from left to right in a period, as we are seeing the third period elements here, like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine. Atomic radii is given, that is from sodium towards chlorine it is decreasing as we are seeing the digits. We can also draw the size, but first of all, if we see the electronic configuration for sodium, it is 281, magnesium 282, aluminium 283, for silicon it is 284. So what we are seeing that it is having 3 shells, but the number of electron is increasing in its outermost shell. So as the electron is increasing in the outermost shell, the positive charge in the nucleus is also increasing. If we draw structure of, suppose, sodium, protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus, 2 electrons in the first shell, then 8 electrons in the second shell, and the third shell is having 1 electron. So that means when 11 electrons are there, the positive nuclear charge is also increasing in the nucleus, which is attracting the electrons present in the outermost shell, and this attraction is increased. As a result, this outermost shell moves slightly inward and there is decrease in the size. So as we are moving from left to right in a period, size is decreasing and atomic size increases as we move in a group because new shells are being added, and this increases the distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell. As we have given here the example of first group, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. So atomic size is given here, but I have also shown taking example of hydrogen, lithium and sodium. So the number of shell is increasing, the size is, atomic size is increasing. Now let us see the next property, that is the metallic character. Metallic character means the tendency of an atom to lose electrons. So I have just explained while explaining the valency that if the elements they are having 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the outermost shell, so they have the tendency to lose electron, and on these metals occupy the left hand side of the periodic table. So if we consider, suppose this period, so as we are moving from left to right, the number of electrons as we are seeing is increasing. Like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, they are having 3 electrons in their outermost shell, so they have the capability to lose these electrons to become stable. So these 3 are the metals. Silicon shearing is there, and in case of phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, they are gaining electrons. So as a result, their valency is 3, 2 and 1. So these are the non-metals. So if we see the periodic table, metals are on the left hand side, metals are on left, and non-metals are towards the right side of the periodic table. Now let us see that these metals, as they are having the tendency to lose electrons, they are generally electropositive, and metals they are forming electropositive atoms, and non-metals they are forming negative ions. So these positive and negative ions, they attract towards each other to form an ionic bond between the two, as these positive and negative ions are formed. Now let us see the non-metallic character. This non-metallic character means as we are moving from top to bottom, as the metallic character is increasing, so non-metallic character is decreasing. So how we can say that? Non-metallic character means it is increasing across a period due to increase in the effective nuclear charge. This means that tendency to gain electron. As we have just seen that metals, they are losing electrons, forming positive ions, and so this tendency of losing electrons is a characteristic of metals. In case of non-metals, they generally gain electrons, and this tendency to gain electron is the characteristics of non-metals. So non-metallic character decreases as we move in a group due to a decrease in the effective nuclear charge experienced by the valence electrons, and thus the tendency to gain electron decreases. And in the middle of the periodic table, we see some semi-metals which are having characters of both metals and non-metals. So these are also known as metalloids. Now oxides of metals, they are basic in nature, while the oxides of non-metals, they are acidic in nature. Hope students, this worksheet must be clear. Now let us practice the question answers. First, across a period, atomic size decreases. As we know, across the period, atomic size is decreasing due to increase in nuclear charge. Second, what do you mean by valency? As we have just seen the definition of valency. So valency is the combining capacity. How can we define? It is a combining capacity of an element, and it is equal to the number of electrons gained, lost, or shared to complete its outermost shell. So that means it is a combining capacity. Now let us see the next question. The B part of second question, how do we calculate the valency of an element from its electronic configuration? Suppose let us consider sodium. Its atomic number is 11, atomic number 11, electronic configuration is 281. So how can we calculate its, or how to calculate its valency is that we will see the number of electrons in its outermost shell. So if this outermost shell is having 1, 2 and 3 electrons, so it will lose these electrons because it is easy for the element to lose the electron and to attain stability. But if it is having 4 electrons in its outermost shell, it neither gains nor share, so neither gain nor lose the electron. So that means sharing is there. And in case of 5, 6, for example, like phosphorus, atomic number is 15, so it is having 285, means 5 electron in its outermost shell. Sulfur having 6 electrons in its outermost shell. Chlorine is having 7 electrons in its outermost shell. So if an element is having 5, 6 and 7 electrons in its outermost shell, it never loses these electrons, rather it gains 3. And having 6 electrons in its outermost shell means it is gaining 2 electrons, and chlorine is gaining 1 electron. So these elements, they gain the electrons, so the valency of these elements will be 3, 2 and 1 respectively. So that means the outermost electron, the shell having the electrons in its outermost shell, that determines the valency. So hope it must be clear. Third question, what do you mean by the metallic character of the element? So metallic character means the tendency of an atom to lose electrons. So the atom, they are having the tendency to lose electrons, that will form those elements are the metals. Means metallic character means tendency of an atom to lose electrons. Now next part of this question is, how does it vary as we move down in a group? Give reason for this variation. So metallic character on moving downwards decreases because the effective nuclear charge decreases between the nucleus and the outermost shell, whereas if we move in a period, this is the answer of third, if we move in a period, that means metallic character is increasing as the effective nuclear charge is increasing. So we can write the answer of third question from here also. This is the answer of third question. That means on moving from left to right, the metallic character of an element decreases because the effective nuclear charge increases, and it means the tendency to lose electrons decreases. And metallic character increases as we move down the group. Now, fourth question, how does the atomic size vary as we move down a group and from left to right in a period? So atomic size, as we have just seen, that atomic size increases as we move down the group because the new shells are being added, and this increases the distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell. And in case of a period from left to right, so if we move in a period from left to right, the atomic size decreases as we are moving from left to right in a period, because due to the large positive charge on the nucleus, the electrons are pulled in more close to the nucleus and hence the size decreases. Now the next question, fifth question, we are having four elements P, Q, R and S. So these are the four elements P, Q, R and S. Atomic number is 12, 13, 14 and 15. Such type of questions, do as I am just doing it, writing point wise. Now answer the following. First, what is the valency of Q? So it is asking the valency of Q, so we will write the electronic configuration. That will be 283. So outermost shell is having 3 electrons, means its valency is 3. B part, classify these elements as metals and non-metals. So if we write the electronic configuration, it is 2, R is 284 and S is 285. So means outermost is having 2 and 3, these are metals, and 4 and 5, that means P, Q are metals and R, S are non-metals. Which of these elements will form the most basic oxide? So as P is on the extreme left side, it will form the most basic oxide. So hope students, this worksheet must be clear. So as in this we are moving from left to right in a period. So P is on the extreme left, so it is the most metallic out of these four elements. So P will form the most basic oxide. So hope students, this worksheet must be clear, and just do the question answers, practice such questions, and it's necessary to practice yourself. Writing practice is must, then that will help you to attempt these questions and to solve these questions. And thank you for watching this video.